Okay, so I want to tell a little story about this girl I used to know named Shauna. Shauna Griffin, aka Hernandez. She was the wife of this guy in my battery named Hernandez, Cesar Hernandez, this Mexican kid from California who is known for having about the biggest head you are ever gonna see. I mean, this guy had practically had a fucking parade float sitting on top of his shoulders, and he practically heard every big head joke you could ever think of. Nice kid, everybody liked him pretty much. I never had a problem with him, and yeah, so he ends up marrying Shauna. They were both in the army and they get married. She ends up getting out of the army and becoming like a housewife after she gets pregnant. He stays in. And yeah, but long story short, this girl was a piece of shit. I mean, she was like, as you could say, a con artist, a drug addict, an ex-stripper, probably prostitute too. She was from Florida, basically the armpit of Florida, West Palm Beach, which is about to be one of the worst cities in the whole U.S. Very underrated in terms of shitholes. They talk about Detroit, St. Louis. Yeah, you got to throw in West Palm Beach. Ugh. And yeah, she was everything, the best of what West Palm Beach had to offer. But she was a cool ass chick. Right, as long as you weren't really close to her, if you were just hanging out and drinking, she was fucking awesome. And amazingly, for an ex-stripper, whore, drug addict, right, she was actually well-read. You know, she was into things like politics and like science and all that. You know, like when you meet someone like this, you assume they never even read a book, right? No, she actually had a little bit of a education level. And I just found myself attracted to her, of course, from the moment I met her. She wasn't the hottest girl I ever met. Her face was, average at best. But she had a banging body, nice ass, big tits, right? She was a stripper, so of course she had a nice body. Even after she had a kid, they had this, like a 1-year-old son named Julian. And like a lot of soldiers I knew, I wanted to fuck her. But I was like, okay, she's married to one of my battle buddies. Obviously, I can't do that. But you know, you always have your fantasies. So, in like early 2011, I'd say maybe January or like late December 2010, I start to chill with Hernandez. And of course, Shauna by default. I start going over to her house on post. His house was like one of the party houses. Bunch of other soldiers I knew went over there too. Probably all hoping to get a piece of Shauna for themselves. Keep dreaming. But as we go into the spring, I continue to hang out there. And me and Shauna, start developing a little bit of a friendship. We start hanging out here and there. Like, she needs a favor, whatever. Give her a ride here, ride there. If Hernandez had the car, that's all right, I'll drive you. Whatever. But I still never thought anything was going to happen. Yeah. Until there's one night. This is in April. It's about a month before I got out of the army. And this is actually the same exact day that I got that stupid ticket for my tints in Boonville, New York. If you've heard that story. Ticket not dismissed. Yeah, so I get my ass kicked in this chess tournament in disgusting ass Utica, the nastiest cities in America. And then I get this stupid ticket. I'm like, man, can this day get any worse? And as I'm on my way back to Watertown, Fort Drum, I get this call and it's from Shauna. And she's like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? She has one of those Floridians with like pretty good southern accent. Sounded more like she's from Alabama or something. Hey, what's up? how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. You want to come over? She referred to Caesar Hernandez as Caesar. It's my husband, Caesar. And, yeah. Yeah, she was like a fucking redneck on top of everything else. I'm like, yeah, I'll come over. And I've been getting this increasing feeling that something's going to happen. When you've been with enough chicks, you just know it from experience. You know when you're being hit on. You know when a girl's attracted to you. But I still didn't really think something was going to happen. Yeah, right. I never had a girl anywhere near her, right? Now, of course, my justification was that she probably fucked half the guys on Fort Drum, which I think was actually true. She was a major slut, right? I don't know how many guys she fucked, like, just in my own battery. Plus, her and Hernandez didn't have a very good marriage. And, yeah, that justified it in my mind. I don't think he even gave a shit at that point. I remember this one time where all three of us were hanging out, and I was riding in their car, and Hernandez just asked out of the blue, like, Levy, you jerk off to my wife? Like, what? Like, how you answer a question like that? It's like, I didn't fucking jerk off to my fucking wife. Like, no, you do, don't you? You fucking jerking off to my fucking wife. I fucking believe this. Fucking jerking. And Shawna was just laughing her ass off. She thought it was the funniest thing ever. And, yeah, they both just had a good laugh about it. And so, anyways, I finally get back to Fort Drum. Go straight over her house. Hernandez is out somewhere. Maybe he was on CQ or staff duty. I'm not sure. But, that guy Chap from my Sergeant Paris story, he's over there. No, Chap's wife. She had struck up a friendship with Chap's wife. So the wife's hanging out. And I start getting that feeling, like, increasingly, right? Like, this is a night. Something's gonna happen. As soon as we're alone, I'm gonna fuck this chick. Finally, my dream comes true. But again, Chap's wife is over. And, then it came time for her to go home. And I'm like, I'll drive her home. And so I was like, oh, Levy, that's so nice of you. You gonna drive her home? Okay. I'll be waiting for you when you get back. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I actually volunteered. I volunteered to drive this chick home to Watertown. I didn't even fucking know. Because I wanted to fuck Shawna that bad. I just wanted this girl out of the house. So I drive Chap's wife home, come back, and then I sit down with Shawna, and she's like, all right, Levy, listen up. Me and you, we're gonna fuck. Like, just like that. And she's like, I don't use condoms. I don't give a shit. I'm clean. I don't have any STDs. I hope you believe me. I'm like, yeah, I believe you. And the only thing she said was don't come inside her, pull out, which kind of sucked. But whatever. So we take off our clothes and we go in a bedroom and just start fucking. And from the start, like, she's in a class apart. Just on another level. I'd never fucked a girl like this. Not even close. I like just the type of girl you just dream of banging, right? Most guys would dream of banging. And you know a girl is good when she could do something to you sexually you normally don't care for. For example, I don't like having my balls touched. I don't know about other guys, but I've always found it like weird. Almost like it skeeves me out. It just makes me uncomfortable. I've had to tell other girls, like, don't touch my balls. I don't like it. But she starts, like, fondling my nuts. And then I'm just like, oh! Literally, like, made me go falsetto and shit. And it's like amazing blowjob. I mean, like, she was just out of this world. I just couldn't believe it. But, like I said, her and Hernandez just had a shitty marriage. and it was bound to end pretty much any day. And that same night, I actually witnessed a divorce. This isn't something you ever really see. You don't see people divorce, except for your own if it happens to you. But to actually see the moment of another person's divorce, no, that doesn't happen. Like I said, first for me in my life. So I'm standing in her kitchen, and her and Hernandez are on the phone, and they're talking, and then they're arguing, and she's like, "You want a divorce, Caesar? You want a divorce?" And I could hear him in the background, like, yeah, I want a fucking divorce. Fine, let's do it. And that was it. He's just kind of almost anticlimactic. But then I guess she didn't take it so well. Probably because she was going to lose her fucking meal ticket, right? And she was going to have to go out on her own and get a job. Not live on post anymore. But later on, like other people, she invites other people over the house now. And she gets really, really drunk and then proceeds to flip the fuck out. Like 1 minute she'd be perfectly calm and cool. And then the next minute she'd be flipping over tables and chairs and screaming and throwing shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Should I leave? But I mean, it wasn't directed at me or anybody else. So I'm like, okay, divorces are rough, whatever. Leave her alone. Let her vent. It's her furniture and shit she's destroying, not mine. So, yeah, like, week or two goes by. I think it was about a week. And she wants to fuck again. So,